All right, somebody who's got a great elementary school reading voice can read this thing. I think it's on your handout too. Do we have a volunteer to read? Okay, go ahead. Miss Kimberly Reynolds.
8:30 a.m. With resolute eyes, she stares at the door, waiting for the inevitable. The distant sound of a tornado is drawing closer with each passing beat of her heart. The sound becomes deafening as she approaches the door to meet the monster head-on. She reaches for the cold steel of the handle and is propelled backwards as the tornado rips into the room, blowing past her in a terrifying rush. Furniture is tossed aside. Paper is thrown about as the tornado settles into a horrific windstorm. She leans against the door and sighs. Why can't they just enter the classroom quietly?
Raise your hand if you experienced this. Yes. The kids coming in like it's a dadgum hurricane bowling you over, and how on earth can you do bell work that way? Well, the idea is this is a great question. Why can't they enter the classroom quietly? I'll tell you why. Kids do not know naturally how to behave. That's not their natural inclination. Do dogs come to us naturally knowing how to behave? No, they do not. One day my wife sent me to get a dog about 9 years ago, exactly right now. And she had in mind a lap dog. I had in mind something different. So I brought home a Rottweiler. At that moment, the Rottweiler was a lap dog. It was somewhat smallish in nature. And so I brought this lapdog Rottweiler home, and he's still with us. His name is Robbie, and she's grown to love him as I do. And I had to take him to get everything done over at the vet, at the clinic. We're at the clinic. And inside the clinic, there's different people in there. I've noticed there's cat people, and there's dog people. And the cat people are over there with their little cages and their kitties. Well, in walks through the door a gentleman and with his 2 sons. And they have on the end of the leash this puppy. And it's just all over the place. You know, they can't control this darn thing. And while it's going around, it gets so excited, it starts to pee on the floor as it's going around. So there's pee going all over the floor. And the cat women over there are disgusted and turning up their nose. I'm laughing, having a good time with it. I think this is the greatest thing. Well, the dad looks at me and the others, and he says, "We just got this dog from the pound, the rescue shelter." Now, do dogs from the rescue shelter naturally come to us knowing how to behave? They do not. They know how to do this. They know how to tear things up. That's what they know how to do. They do not know how to do this. This is actually Robbie, right here. They don't know how to do that. It's not my dog, really. Wouldn't that be great to be able to train a dog to do that? They don't know how to do this. This actually makes me a little bit ill. You like that? I don't know whether to mop the floor with that thing or... I don't know about that. The dogs that come to us, they are naturally peeing creatures. They're naturally rambunctious. They naturally chew. It is an owner's responsibility to train them differently. And that is the same with our kids. They are not classroom creatures. They are playground creatures. They are like little lion cubs. And that is the part of their learning, right? To wrestle and to tussle and to misbehave. We call it misbehavior. But that's the natural thing. So it is incumbent upon us to train them differently. So they come to us from a lot of different settings. And in the charter school world, I've noticed, well, actually, I think it's in all the schools. Are our kids a little bit transient? Do you have transient kids? So they come from one school to another school. I don't know what they've done at the other school or what their home life is like. Do we have any single parents trying to raise several kids? Man, that is a tough deal. Do you have any grandparents out there trying to raise their mothers, their daughters' children? I'm telling you, this is a tough deal. And so they come to us already learned how to misbehave, not to behave correctly for a school environment. So we have to be as proactive about teaching them how to behave as we do about academics.